was Millennia from Edmonton from their brand new CD, Budmo Hey. And, there are a lot of Ukrainian drinking songs out there, but that one really could be called a thinking song. The title of the song was Думай думку думала. Добрий вечір, шановні радіослухачі, та вітаю вас всіх на радіопередачу «Наш Холос» радіо українського коріння, котра подається вам, як звичайно, щосуботи о 6 годині та багатомовній радіостанції AM 1320 CHMB у місті Ванкувері і по мережі PCJ Радіо Міжнародному. При мікрофоні Павліна Макорі. Дякую, що рішили перебути зі мною наступну годину. Ми маємо дуже цікаві новини на сьогоднішній програмі і чудову українську музику. Hello there and welcome to Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio here on AM 1320 CHMB Vancouver and in international syndication on PCJ Radio International. I'm your host, Paulette Demchik-Makori, Pokrinske Pavlina, and I'm delighted to have you with me. We've got a great program lined up for you. More music, of course, and we're going to do something a little different with the music in this program. We're going to do two numbers from each group. One of the reasons is, of course, this fantastic CD that came in the mail from Millennia just last week, and 21 tunes, and you'll be hearing pretty much every one of them at some point in future programs, and hopefully we'll be getting the band on to talk about this CD and their prolific, fantastic career doing incredible Ukrainian music out there in Edmonton. So stay tuned for that. We've also got Ukrainian-Jewish heritage and part 2 of an interview with Dr. Ihor Shchupak and the incredibly important work that he's doing researching how Ukrainians rescued Jews during World War II, and very little information that has been known to the public. It's been available to the public, and he's uncovering all of it and shedding some great insight on the whole situation of Ukrainian-Jewish relations. So stay tuned for that. As well, we've got our usual proverb of the week, other items of interest, and as mentioned, plenty of great Ukrainian music. So we're going to do another tune now from Millennia's new CD, Budmo Hey, and this one is about Marichka. And maybe that is the name of the gal that was doing all that thinking in the first number that opened the show. Here they are, Millennia, from their brand new CD, Budmo Hey and Marichka.
Бачи красою широчі ріки, а як усміхнеться цей піллю багряне, хошкаче у воду, кажуть паруки. В'ється, наче змійка, неспокійна річка, тулиться близенько до підніжжя гір, а на тому боці там живе Марічка, в хаті, що ховалась у зелений вір. Не питайте, хлопці, чом я одинокий, берегом так пізно мовчазний ходжу, там на тому боці загубив я спокій, наче змійка, неспокійна річка, тулиться близенько до підніжжя гір, а на тому боці там живе Марічка, в хаті, що ховалась у зелений вір.
Росія, я навік твоя. Скільки я пройшов, а тебе знайшов у твоїх краях, ластівко моя, розкажи мені, любиш ти чи ні, і в очах сія, я навік твоя. Розкажи мені, любиш ти чи ні, і в очах сія, я навік твоя. Скажи мені, і в очах сія, я навік твоя, і в очах сія, я навік твоя.
And slowing things down a bit with Shoom from Winnipeg, a group that's no longer together as Shoom, but I think the members of that group are around in some other incarnation of another group or another in Winnipeg, which has probably just about as many great groups in polka bands as Edmonton does. And so we've got another song from Shoom, because that's how we're doing things in this program, 2 per group or artist. And this is from a different CD. This song is from, that first song was from their second CD, It's Fun to Be Ukrainian. And this is from their, I believe this is their first. It's just self-titled Shoom, and a song about another girl, song about a girl, unnamed, from a region in Ukraine that is the ancestral homeland of many Ukrainian Canadians, Halechina, known in English as Galicia. And so here is Shoom now with a song called Halechonishka, a girl from Halechina.
Соловей змовка, як тільки розкрива уста, і кує зозуля звідки, і звідти літа, ходить, бродить над рікою колисаночка. Не дає мені спокою галичаночка, галичаночка. Ходить, бродить над рікою колисаночка, не дає мені спокою галичаночка, не дає мені галичаночка. Я зірву найкращі квіти у моїм садку і на берег в росах мити напрошки піду, буду ждати до світанку, буду ждать весь день. Чи не стріну галичанку, хай навчить пісень, хай навчить пісень. Буду ждати до світанку, буду ждать весь день. Чи не стріну галичанку, хай навчить пісень, хай навчить пісень, хай навчить пісень. Не напоями, зіллями приворожує, серце щирими словами розтривожує. Плине, плине так водою колесаночка. Я щасливий, бо зі мною галичаночка, галичаночка. Плине, плине так водою колесаночка. Я щасливий, бо зі мною галичаночка, галичаночка.
Thanks to the foresight and generosity of its donors, the Taras Shevchenko Foundation has been investing in the future of the Ukrainian-Canadian community for over 50 years. Since 1963, the Taras Shevchenko Foundation has been funding initiatives that strengthen our Ukrainian-Canadian identity and enhance our Ukrainian-Canadian cultural heritage. These include fine and performing arts and arts groups, museums, cultural centers, education, as well as authors, journalists, and the Ukrainian-Canadian media, including this program. The Foundation strives to become the premier not-for-profit foundation in Canada which acknowledges the Ukrainian-Canadian community as a fundamental component of Canadian society. Nash Holos listeners are encouraged to support this vision through continued donations into the future. To apply for grants, make a donation, or for more information, visit ShevchenkoFoundation.com.
Високий, тоненький, понад сад виноград, а у саду грушка. Вийди до мене, моя щебетушка. Вийди до мене, моя щебетушка. Ти до мене не ходи, не міси болота. Я за тебе не піду, хоч би був зі злота.
Чи ти мила, така гарна,
чи мені здається,
через тебе, моя мила, сон мій не береться.
Ти до мене не ходи, не псуй собі ночі. Я за тебе не піду, бо мися не хоче. Понад сад виноград, а у саду сливка. Вийди ти до мене, моя чорнобривка. Вийди ти до мене, моя чорнобривка. Па-ва-па-па, па-ва-па-па, па-ва-па-па-па. Ти до мене не ходи, не псуй собі ночі. Я за тебе не піду, бо мати не хоче. Перестань, перестань до мене ходити. Є в мене гарний хлопець, буде не любити. Є у мене гарний хлопець, буде не любити. Ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла. Ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла. Перестань, перестань до мене ходити. Є у мене гарний хлопець, буде не любити. Є у мене гарний хлопець, буде не любити. Па-па-па-па, па-па-па-па-па.
And a young group from Ukraine called Jedala, and they do a lot of work a cappella, but they do the odd one with instruments, as you just heard there. And so we're going to do a second number by Jedala, and here they are with a very beloved song that we stole from the Poles, but consider it our own now. Hey Sokole, a song about raptors.
Води сів на коня козак молодий, плаче жаль молода дівчина, їде козак з України. Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, степовий жаль вороночку. Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, мій степовий дзвін, дзвін, дзвін.
Жаль, жаль за милою,
За рідною стороною.
жаль, жаль, серце плаче.
Більше її не побаче. Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, степовий жаль вороночку. Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, мій степовий дзвін, дзвін, дзвін.
Меду вина наливайте, як загину, поховайте.
На далекій Україні коло милої дівчини. Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, степовий жаль вороночку. Лишила дівчинонька моя мила, а я тут в чужому краю, не раз, не два її згадаю.
Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, степовий жаль вороночку.
Гей, 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 соколи, оминайте гори ліси доли. Дзвін, 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 дзвіночку, мій степовий дзвін, дзвін, дзвін.
Там на горі крута вежа, там тече бистра вода, там дівчина воду брала, хороша я молода. Там дівчина воду брала, хороша я молода. діти, вони тобі не взійдуть. Дармо просиш батька неньку, тя за мене не дадуть. Дармо просиш батька неньку, тя за мене не дадуть. Бо ти ще є молодая, батько, мати ще живе. Є багатство, красна хата, а в тій хаті все твоє. Є багатство, красна хата, а в тій хаті все твоє. В нас дівчата всі хороші, коси з довгим волосом, очі сині, брові чорні, личко мов із молоком. Очі сині, брови чорні, личко мов із молоком.
And moving to the United States, that was Andriana Knapp, another prolific singer on the Ukrainian music scene, and she's on the east coast of the United States somewhere. And that is from her CD that she released almost a year ago now, and it is called Pisni z domu, Songs from Home. And that song was called Tam na hori kruta veja, On the Mountain. And here's another song by Andriana Knapp from her CD Pisni z domu, and it is called Chemu trava zelena, Why is the Grass Green?
Чом трава зелена, бо ще молода, чом дівчина горда, як бистра вода, чом дівчина горда, як бистра вода. Ой, бачив свою дівчину, гуляла, співала в вишневім саду, гуляла, співала в вишневім саду. Я по тій травиці не находюся, на тебе, Марусю, не надивлюся, на тебе, Марусю, не
This is CHMB, AM 1320, Vancouver.
And now for a look at Ukraine's rich Jewish heritage, then and now, brought to you by the Ukrainian-Jewish Encounter based in Toronto, Ontario. In the last episode of Ukrainian Jewish Heritage, we spoke with Dr. Ihor Shchupak about his research on Ukrainians who rescued Jews during the Holocaust, but were incorrectly identified in historical records. Among other things, Dr. Shchupak is the director of the Takuma Ukrainian Institute, the largest Jewish institution in Ukraine dedicated to Jewish history. He is a multi-published historian whose textbooks are used in schools throughout Ukraine. His research uncovers little-known historical facts about the survivors of the Holocaust in World War II Ukraine and the people who saved their lives. The World Holocaust Remembrance Center, Yad Vashem, has acknowledged many non-Jews who saved Jewish lives and honored them with the title of Righteous Among the Nations. But Dr. Shchupak's focus is on those who have remained unsung heroes, the difficulties and dangers these rescuers faced, and the risks they took to save Jews. In Part 1, he shared with us the personal circumstances that motivate him in his work and touched on some of his surprising archival discoveries. In Part 2, he delves deeper into his discoveries about the people and circumstances whose stories and identities have been hidden all these years. You said there were about 2,600 Ukrainians who rescued Jews. Now, that's recognized as the righteous among the nations. But you also are researching others that are not recognized yet.
Yes. The title, Righteous Among Nations, is official title of Yad Vashem. Mm-hmm. But many documents don't known in Yad Vashem is documents of German Nazi criminal process in Lviv, in Ivano-Frankivsk, Stanislav, in other regions of Eastern Galicia, because what different conditions for final solution of Jewish question in different regions of Ukraine, and different conditions for rescue of Jews, and different conditions of attack against Ukrainians who had this very particular experience for rescue. And if we have facts of mass killing, not only Jews, but Ukrainians who rescued Jews in eastern Ukraine. In western Ukraine, the title District Galicia was specific situation, and this Ukrainians and Poles had special criminal process with advocates, with lawyers, with special cases. And I remember these cases, I collect these materials with very interesting. You can read this material in my future dissertation, in my future book. Now I prepare this material for publication.
Okay. So when will you be finished your studies?
I don't know. First of all, I need to have complete research work in more interesting archives in Western Ukraine. First of all, in Lviv, I finished, and in Ternopil and Ivano-Frankivsk, but I need to finish the job. And I know about different materials in Central Kiev archives. Unfortunately, many materials in Moscow, but for me it's impossible to go because you know about the war, and I am official person non grata for Russia, and I need to wait to collapse of Putin regime. It will be 10 years, I hope. But I wrote a special table about calculation of righteous among nations in different regions of Ukraine. And it's interesting fact, majority righteous from Western Ukraine. First of all, from Lviv and Rivno and etc. For example, in Lviv, more than 120, in Rivno, more than 200. And it's interesting from point of view mythology about anti-Semitism in Western Ukraine and communist internationalism in Eastern Ukraine. But unfortunately, we have only 5 examples of Russian nations. 9 examples in Luhansk, 55 in Donetsk, 21 in Zaporozhye and South, and etc. But more unique information from Vinnytsia. Vinnytsia had 520 righteous nations. From different reasons. It's interesting fact. I need to develop my scholarly activity for understanding this differences between calculation of righteous nations in different cities and areas and oblasts of Ukraine.
Wow, so you've got a lot on your plate. I'm having myself kind of trouble, following all of these different directions that you're being taken into. There's so much to learn about what happened. And you mentioned something about mythological anti-Semitism. Can you talk a little bit more what you mean about that?
Look, you know about xenophobia, anti-Semitism, Ukrainophobia, and other ideologies, stereotypes in different times, in different countries, and etc. Anti-Semitism was in Ukraine, but we had facts of anti-Semitism, and we had mythology about anti-Semitism. We had different stories about special attention of Ukrainian nationalists to Jewish question, and was different aspects of this problematic. I think it can be a special topic of our discussion. But, majority Jewish population was on Western Ukraine, and in different cities, including Odessa, Kiev, Dnipro, but more relevant experience of normal, regular cooperation in life was in Western Ukraine before Soviet occupation. And we know about anti-Semitism not only from Ukrainian population, but from Polish government before 1939. We know about rescue of Jews from Christians, from regular people. It was no intelligentsia, no elite of Ukrainian society. But majority of rescue of Jews was especially on Western Ukraine, Lviv, Stanislav, Rivno, Khmelnytsky, and Vinnytsia.
And you said it wasn't the elite of society that saved most of the Jews.
No, it was regular people. And for example, I have a small case study about one Jewish woman, Ernie Klinger. In Poland, about very interesting archive in Żydowski Instytut Historyczny, Jewish Historical Institute. And I received documents from this archive. And on my case study research was question, who was people on the life of this woman and her daughter, Ernie Klinger, on the period of rescue, on the period of Nazi occupation. And I see a result from national identity. 30% was Ukrainian, approximately 30% was Polish, and 30% was German. And from the social position of the one who provides aid, it was peasants outside the city, was member of Polish family, and was SS officer, was commissar of the Ukrainian police. It's not a ruler, but many people, many righteous among nations was regular people, not elite, was peasants. And you need to know, in village was more possibilities for rescue than big city with neighbors, with a strong system of Nazi security, and etc.
Oh, so it was easier in the countryside than in the cities.
Yeah.
Okay, and you said in one instance, an SS officer saved Jews?
Yes, I'd like to repeat. It's not ruler.
It's not
but was facts. And for example, in history of this Jewish woman Ernie Klinger, German officer, SS officer Beer is the last name, sheltered the former owner of his home, a famous millionaire. I have other examples. Woman Ilsa Bloch from Berlin, Lady of the Night. You understand what I mean.
Sure.
And many different people, but no Ukrainian elite.
Huh.
Okay, and I hope to send you my materials. Now we published scholarly journal in English language, and we hope it will be more known for Canadian population, because the question of Ukrainian-Jewish relations and the rescue of Jews is very important for our history.
Yes, it is. So you said you've already got scholarly articles published?
I have many articles and many books with fragments of this story, but I hope that after 1 year will be my monography about Ukrainian rescues of Jews on the period of Second World War.
Okay. So a year yet. We have to wait. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I guess we just have to wait until you're done. Do you need help?
If you can give me more time and more hours per day and per night, it will be nice.
Yeah.
No, seriously, we have possibilities for organizing scholar work, and in Tkuma Institute we have partners in different regions of Ukraine. But if I talk about my scholarly work, it's my personal scholarly work. But I have colleagues of different materials. For example, a few weeks ago was published special book, Righteous Nations of Dnipro Oblast.
Oh.
And authors of this book was not me only, but Dr. Yegor Vradi, a researcher of interesting stories of concrete people, concrete heroes, and other scientists of our Tkuma Institute for Holocaust Studies and the Museum of Jewish Memory and Holocaust in Ukraine, in Dnipro. And not only Dnipro.
Oh, where else? Just various different cities in Ukraine?
Yes.
Yeah.
And last year was dedicated to Righteous Nations. For example, dedicated to heroism of monks of Univlavra, Greek Catholic Church, and Orthodox, and about historiography, and etc.
Wow! So people can come to, if they're going to Ukraine, perhaps they'd take a trip to Dnipro and they can stay at the Menorah Center. There's accommodations there.
Look, Ukraine, open country and very nice country, maybe better country in the world. And I'd like to invite all Canadians, not only Ukrainian origin, but all Canadians to visit Ukraine, and especially to Dnipro. They have unique options for tourists and for historians and for people who have special interest to history. Welcome to our museum. Welcome to first Ukrainian museum dedicated to Russian aggression against Ukraine. We have many interesting places with the connection of Cossack history. We have different options for tourism and for looking for family roots, looking for issues of history, of people, and personal and family history. Welcome, please, to Ukraine. Welcome to Dnipro.
And so you said you have an exhibit in the Menorah Center that's dedicated to the current war right now that Russia's waging on Ukraine. Did I hear you right?
Yeah, look, I said about special museum dedicated to the Russian aggression, Russian war against Ukraine.
Right.
And in our museum, Jewish Memory and Holocaust Ukraine, we organized a special exhibition dedicated to this war and dedicated to participation of representatives of different communities in this war, including Ukrainians, first of all, but including Jewish patriots, Armenian patriots, Chechen patriots, and etc., etc. Because now we can say special Ukrainian identity like representatives of Ukrainian political nation.
Yes.
And all Ukrainian patriots, Ukrainian origin or Jewish or Russian or Polish or Chechen, Armenian, are Ukrainian citizens and are members of this Ukrainian political nation.
So that's one of many exhibits then you have at the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to invite to Kyiv, to Lviv, to Odessa, and especially to Dnipro, culture and scholarly and industrial capital of Ukraine. Dnipro, center of humanity aspects like Lviv, western capital of Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
And I invite you.
All right. Well, I have been. I'd love to come back again. It's a beautiful city. The Menorah Center is amazing. The museum, when I saw it in 2015, was absolutely astounding. How much information you have there, how much I learned just going through it very quickly. Would love to come back and spend more time and see the new exhibits as well. And also looking forward to reading your work when it's completed. Thank you for doing it in English.
Sorry, first of all, sorry for my ugly English, but I hope many Canadians can learn Ukrainian language, and Ukrainian will be number 3 after English and French.
We hope that too. Well, thank you so much for taking all this time to share all this information. Looking forward to reading your dissertation and other publications, and maybe we'll see you in Dnipro or Toronto.
Thank you very much. See you in Toronto and in Dnipro and in Kremlin after collapse of Putin regime.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ihor Shtupak of the Takuma Center in Ukraine.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. I was speaking with Dr. Ihor Shtupak, director of the Takuma Ukrainian Institute, the largest Jewish institution in Ukraine dedicated to Jewish history. Many thanks to Dr. Shtupak for taking the time to tell us about his research for his second PhD, which focuses on Ukrainians who rescued Jews during the Holocaust, but were incorrectly identified in historical records. He'll publish his findings next year in his dissertation, in scholarly journals, and in museums in Ukraine. Dr. Shtupak works with the Ukrainian-Jewish Encounter, so if you'd like to find out more about him and his work, visit their website and follow them on social media. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Dr. Shtupak and learning a bit about the amazing work he's doing in Ukraine and in the field of scholarly research. For transcripts of our interview with him, please visit the Nash Holos website or the Ukrainian-Jewish Encounter website. This has been Ukrainian Jewish Heritage on Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio. I'm Pavlina. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, Shalom. Ukrainian Jewish Heritage is brought to you by the Ukrainian Jewish Encounter based in Toronto, Ontario. To find out more about their work, visit their website and follow them on Facebook and Twitter. Transcripts and audio files of this and earlier broadcasts of Ukrainian Jewish Heritage are available at their website, ukrainianjewishencounter.org, as well as at the Nash Holos website, www.nashholos.com. The multi-award-winning documentary That Never Happened, Canada's first national internment operations, will be screened in Vancouver on Sunday, October 27th. This Canadian production reveals how public records about the World War I internment operation were destroyed in 1954, and 3 decades later, researchers embarked on the task of stitching together the story of this dark chapter in Canadian history. The Vancouver screening is a presentation of the Ukrainian Studies Foundation of BC, the Ukrainian Women's Association of Canada, Lesya Ukrainka branch, Vancouver, and the Canadian First World War Internment Recognition Fund. The screening will be held at the Holy Trinity Ukrainian Orthodox Auditorium, 154 East 10th Avenue in Vancouver on Sunday, October 27th. Admission is by donation. Doors open at 1 p.m. Showtime is 1:30. Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio airs in international syndication on PCJ Radio International, broadcasting to over 20 countries on AM, FM, shortwave, and satellite radio. Nash Holos also airs twice weekly on BC's West Coast. On Wednesdays, broadcasting from Nanaimo to North and Central Vancouver Island, the Gulf Islands, the Sunshine Coast, Northwest Washington State, and in the Greater Vancouver listening area. Join me, Pavlina, for the first hour in English and Oksana Poberezhnik for the second hour in Ukrainian. That's Wednesdays from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Pacific Time on CHLY 101.7 FM on the radio dial and streaming online at chly.ca. And at 6 p.m. Saturday evenings, flip your radio dial right back here to AM 1320 CHMB Vancouver, or catch the live stream at am1320.com. And join me for another hour of fun on Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio. Please send dedications, requests, and suggestions to producer@nashholos.com. And for audio archives, transcripts, podcast feeds, and more, visit our website at www.nashholos.com. And that was none other than Ron Cahoot and Buria with a medley of Ukrainian dance tunes called, not surprisingly, Kolomeyka Medley. And earlier you heard a klezmerish tune. It is a Ukrainian folk song, but done in klezmerish style, which Ron Cahoot does a lot of in Toronto. And that song was called Що ж я бідний буду вдіяв, Oh, What Will I Do? You've been listening to Nash Holos Ukrainian Roots Radio, our flagship show in Vancouver, here on AM 1320 CHMB, and in international syndication on PCJ Radio International. In between broadcasts, please visit us online at www.nashholos.com to get transcripts and archived audio files, a link to the Nash Holos podcast, and information about the show. There's also a link to our Patreon site there where you can support our work if you like. На жаль, ми вже скінчили нашу програму, вже час додому і сказати до побачення, але перед тим я хочу залишити вас цими словами мудрості. Твій доляр у твоїй кишені вартніший для тебе за його 100. And our proverb of the week translates as $1 in your pocket is worth 100 in someone else's. And with that, we've come to the end of our program, so we've got time for one tune only from the female beat, and it will be the Hot Kolomeka. I'm Pavlina, on behalf of all of us here at Nash Holos and AM 1320. Thanks for listening, and Dobranic! Hi, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the show. If you're not yet a Patreon supporter of Nash Holos, I hope you'll consider becoming one today, with the digital equivalent of a cup of coffee once or twice a month, or maybe even a snack or a meal. There's an option for every budget, and even $1 a month tells me you value the show and my efforts to produce and bring it to you. Becoming a Patreon supporter will give you the opportunity to provide feedback to help me improve the show, create cool swag to promote it, and swap ideas on how to promote Ukrainian culture in between broadcasts and podcasts. Your contribution will also help to preserve a well-established on-air and online venue of almost 30 years running to continue promoting Ukrainian culture and heritage long after I've retired, which will happen sooner rather than later. Your contribution will help that transition happen, and future generations will be able to enjoy the music and other Nash Holos programming that you currently do. To become a Patreon supporter, just go to www.patreon.com and search for Nash Holos. That's patron with an E, spelled P-A-T-R-E-O-N. Or go to www.nashholos.com and click on the orange Patreon button on any page there. Thank you for listening and for your support. Щиро дякую.